Okay, back again. Yeah! That's gonna be not annoying at all. I hope I get the, even, I don't expect to get enough views for it, but if I could actually, if I could get to where I can post bigger videos, that'd be really nice. Right now this is just awful. And I don't even, I might have to, I actually know of something that can compress videos that I can get for free, but I don't know if I need to. I still haven't actually tried to upload anything yet. Where was I? Yeah, see, it depends on which, well, it might depend on what quadrant essentially they're in, but not exactly. It's more like which one's bigger, I guess. What it needs to do, maybe I should worry about the quadrant. Maybe that's simpler than what I was thinking. Okay, if I have the quadrant, and this goes in this quadrant, this goes in this quadrant. No, yeah, because then even if they're in the same quadrant, it can still happen. So I need to do, well, I need to figure out how to make it so that it normalizes to that. So I need to, okay, well, what it needs to do is it needs to do the same thing, but instead of, so I need to change the numbers somehow. It needs to add something to the number when it's big, when the other one's bigger, but only then. So it needs to say, like, right now this guy's 45, but instead, okay, I think if I add 360 to him, I'll have 405 instead. Well, okay, that's not what I meant. Fuck. Right, yeah, because I'm taking his direction. Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I wanted. 360 plus that. Might subtract out the 300. Is that correct? I don't actually know. I should do it with something simpler. Let's say this is 90, 180, and then 270. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna double check because I always second guess myself. And then I'm gonna 45. So this is 315. Let's say instead. That way I know what's right because this should be 90 degrees. If this is 0 and this is that, then it should be 90 degrees, so I should be able to say 45. So we know that this is now 315. Okay. So this is 45, we're adding 360. We're subtracting out 315. Yay! That actually works. So it depends on, so if he's smaller, so I'll actually do a test. So if, this is only if, the direction he's trying to turn is less than or equal to, I don't know, the direction he's facing. Doop. And then, and I usually like to put, sometimes I don't, but I like to put the brackets just out of it because it's probably better, it's better practice. Or so I was told. Otherwise, what it needs to do is say ND is, I don't need these, but I always like to do it direction plus, again, just a habit, I suppose, but I don't need those parentheses. I'm adding 360 to it, and I'm subtracting out the thing that I actually fucking just copied and could paste. Okay. That's not going to fix anything, actually. That's still going to not work, quite frankly. I already know that, but I don't know, it might work better. Let's find out. Whee! This is the more interesting part anyway. Oh, well, oh, okay. They're still jittery, but they're facing the right direction. That's actually really nice. Well, let's see if like they spin if I go someplace weird. Sometimes if you're in like kind of near 0, they'll tend to freak out more. See, the problem is that if I need to figure out how to like maybe it needs to test if the target is moving, because I think that part of the problem with like the way they're moving right now is when they're close, like they're within range, and then they're out of range, and they're within range, and they're out of range. When they're in range, they're trying to turn to face him. Like, this looks very silly. And when they're in range, they're trying to turn to face him, and even if they're still moving, and that's causing them to kind of move funny. But it does, it works sort of. Like he'll turn, see, you can see him turning to face the guy, and he's turning the right direction and everything. So that's nice. I've got that fixed. I've actually done something. You're welcome. You've gotten to see me actually do something as opposed to fucking just failing. Okay, I just cursed. I don't know if they're okay with that. They're probably okay with that on the internets. Let's see. My mouth is very dry. I'm very nervous because I don't even know if anybody's ever going to watch this. And if they do, I'm pretty sure they'll think I'm dumb, or as Blue would say, aspy, because Blue is a horrible person. A different Blue than what the other Blue. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Okay, I might write some of this down, but I don't need to. I'm recording it. I don't need either of these anymore either. Okay, so here's the problem right now. When they get to where they're facing the target, they're still jittery. They shouldn't be. They should, because they're the way that's working. They're getting past it, and they should be stopping at the point that they're supposed to be facing. That's not happening. I don't know why. I've got the code in here so that when they pass, one of the problems is that. Okay, here's the problem. I know exactly what I'm doing wrong. Wow, this is really obvious now that I look at it. This should be ND, because that should be the new direction, is actually the... so it actually should be... Oh, actually, I'd have to recalculate the new direction, too. So, that's fun. I should make this a script, so I don't have that twice. Script. Get... correct... dir. Let's call it dir. I don't mean to be insensitive or anything. I don't mean to be politically correct either. And I don't mean to be paranoid. Okay, so I guess I could just call it that, but I could also make it so it uses arguments. So I can use this for other things. Not that I don't know that I would ever need it for anything else. I can change it when I do. But then I'd have to go back and change it where I use it. You know, it's probably better practice to go ahead and use arguments. Argument 0 will be the direction you're trying to turn. Argument 1 will be the direction you're currently facing. And we're going to comment that, because that's a good thing to do too, that I haven't been doing that much. It's really important, actually, because I'm constantly, like, I mean, I can read my code and understand it pretty well, but, like, sometimes there'll be something where I need to know what I was thinking, and I don't comment enough to know. In which case, I'll often actually end up, if I actually do keep going with a piece of code, I'll end up removing some stuff. This should not be argument 1. I'll end up removing something and starting over from scratch just to be able to get it working. And that's really bad. So I'm going to try to comment. I've been trying to comment more on this, actually. See, I've commented a couple of things. La 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 la. So that should work. Okay. And the way I've got it working right now, I just kind of talk about this really quick. I actually, I changed this a couple of times now, but it creates a couple of teams for each of the, well, it creates 2 teams, one for the player's controlled characters and one for the enemies. And I'm going to wrap this up, I guess, by, I'm going to wrap this up, I only have a minute left. I'm going to wrap this up by going ahead and saying some of this stuff, so really quick. And then it creates 2 teams, and it's going to be able to create a 3rd team. If I'm going to have it, you know, it could create an infinite number of teams. There could be different factions of bad guys. There could be NPCs or whatever, you know, non-controlled but non-enemy characters. And that's how it's going to work. And it creates them, adds them to a team with these scripts, and then that's how they know who to attack. And yeah, I was actually going to say more, but I'm out of time, so I'm going to wrap this up. See you next time, whenever that is, which I've been saying every time because I just did the other 2 just now. So that's fun. Bye.